I'd like to introduce Dr. Federico Barra from Humanitas Research Hospital in Italy. I hope I got that right. He's going to talk about some of the work that he's been conducting with anesthesiology residents.
Thank you very much. So welcome everybody to this session. I'm a consultant in anesthesiology and intensive care. I work mostly in intensive care in my department in Italy, and I'm also the coordinator of our simulation center. The study I present today is a study we conducted a couple of years ago in my former university when I still was a resident. So presenting as Humanitas University, but as a disclosure, the study was conducted in the University of Eastern Piedmont in Novara, Italy. So first of all, a question for you. Do you know anything about the Italian postgraduate system? I think not. So that's why I inserted this slide. Basically, we faced a problem in 2014 since we moved from a very local system where medical graduates would go to the local postgraduate residency school in all across Italy, and they had to attend a couple of months of training before applying for entering the school. And that will provide not a lot, but a minimum of experience in the working environment they will face during the first months of training. Of course, there were many problems with the local system, since if you are trained in the same facility, you would have had known by your local director and etc. So that could cause and caused a lot of problems with nepotism, and we moved from that system to a national test system in 2014. Of course, if you organize anything in the world, don't let the Italians do it, because we are very good at ruining things. So like planning is not one of the best things we do in the world, and you know the recent facts in Venice too, if you need some reminders. So basically what happened, in 2014 we shifted from a local to a national admission test, where all the medical graduates applied to an online test, and then they were spread out into multiple universities according to an algorithm. And they knew that like 20 days before. That was a mess. And the first year of the system was really, really challenging for us, because we received people from different universities with a broad range of training level, with a broad range of clinical experience, because not all the universities had clinical experiences or rotations during their medical school, and they knew nothing about the hospital they came. And also we had another problem in 2015, that the EU laws about limiting working time, so we couldn't even let them stay like 12 hours a day for a month to train them, because it's not allowed. So we had to think about another system to train them, and we came out with a program. Like the first month of training would be in simulation. In 2014, I was attending 4 months at the Washington University in St. Louis, and I basically copied their system, because the American system is face the same problems. Basically, they are receiving people from all across the country, and they use the first months to train them with simulation. So that could be a way to train also our first-year residents. And we designed a program to foster the acquisition of basic technical and behavioral skills, so they could face the first months of training with ease, or what we expect. What was our objective? Basically to create this course and demonstrate in some way. So we wanted to create this course for our needs, but also we planned an assessment to write a paper, and that would have been in our mind like a milestone in Italy, because we know that the rest of the world is forward compared to us, but for training residents with a new system. So we wanted to measure also our intervention, and we designed a pre-post study with a control and an experimental group. Of course, it's not randomized. It was not possible because it was not ethical to split the class of the first-year residents in two and give half a training and half not. So we used the second-year residents as a control group, and we trained all the first-year residents as the experimental group. So what also planned was a program, and you can see it here in my slides, of 18 working days, basically running across all the topics they will face in their first year in a short way and with a lot of simulation. You may find unexpected to find hyperbaric medicine in that, but that was a specific topic in our hospital, since they will the hospital is a regional facility for hyperbaric treatment, so they will have encountered that aspects too in their first year of training. So we based the program on the literature and the internal residency program. Also in 2015, there was a revision of the national curriculum in anesthesia, so we also based our program on that one. So we planned a pre-post assessment, and that was exploring three aspects actually: knowledge, non-technical, and non-technical skills. So about the knowledge was basically a multiple choice test that that the faculty members designed, and it was reviewed, and they basically ran the test before and after with the same questions, and also the control group did that. For the technical and non-technical skills, we defined 5 aspects of preoperative assessment: induction of an ASA1 anesthesia patient, airway management, management of intraoperative crisis or major adverse cardiac events, and problem solving in anesthesia, including perioperative problems, pain management, and that kind of stuff. We designed for every module a set of skill, and we randomized the skill that we were assessing in our evaluation. So the scenario was about all the skills, but they didn't know actually which one we were evaluating because it was randomly selected. We also ran 5 station, is more like an OSATS, so like an OSCE but for technical skills, and we selected 2 expert raters for each station, and they stayed the same pre, post, and the control group. So we didn't have any bias on selecting different raters. We tried to avoid all the biases that we could potentially have, but of course the study has some limitations. Also because the population is 15 people and is a single center, so take everything that I'm saying with a due caution. So that's the raters, and that's the skill we chose for evaluating for technical skills. We ran a checklist for each skills set, and they could range from 0, that is something not done, 1, something done not correctly, and 2, something done correctly. For the non-technical skills, we use the Ottawa Global Rating Scale that is a validated tool for measuring non-technical skills, and it ranges from 1 to 7, and you can see the items in the slide. So, 15 anesthesiology residents. I know the number is little, but that was what we had at the time, and the control group was the same. The activities were in their first month, so they didn't have any training, and we also asked them to say and fill in a form saying if they received simulation training in the medical school. 46% had, the other didn't have. So the training was with different types of simulation, ranging from skill training for airway management, for CVC insertion, for CPR, to high-fidelity cases with both a mannequin, a high-fidelity mannequin in a simulation room, or with an actor for example, pain management and preoperative assessment. Coming to the result, and as you can imagine, there is an improvement from a before our intervention and after. I don't want to dive into the statistics of this study. You can download it and read it. We hired a professor of statistics to run the math in the background. So what am I saying is that, of course, the results are statistically significant, but it's a 15 people population. So again, and it's of course what we expected. We evaluated also their satisfaction in our intervention, and of course it was again great, since they didn't receive any training in the previous year. We were doing something for them. Of course, they were more than happy that we were doing something for them. What it is not in the results of the paper we published is the fact that in the 6 months after our intervention, our colleagues and physicians in the wards evaluated them as more than capable to perform the basic tasks of a first-year resident after our intervention. And compared to the year before of resident, the previous year, they came with a national test. It was really complicated and stressful for them to face a new place and new colleagues, and the pressure of doing something they didn't actually train for, and they weren't prepared to. That with this intervention, they actually consider them a little bit less stressed than the year before. So the conclusion of the study is that, of course, it can be designing a program, an introductory program could be effective for first-year residents to rapidly acquire and develop basic skills specific for anesthesiology. What, again, it is not in the study is that we moved on since 2015, and now the program has trained more than 60 residents in the University of Eastern Piedmont. And since I moved to another hospital and I started a program also there, and we are in the 2nd year of training with this program. Also, after the paper was published, and our goal basically with this paper is, of course, be statistically significant, but also to publish something that could be read and used in other facilities. The Italian Society of Anesthesiologists endorsed the program, and now the program has started in other universities. We are also collaborating with some of them to design a standardized program, and we hope to, have it not mandatory, but recommended in the next years.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.